Hello, ladies and gentlemen, of episode of R.C.W Top 10. We are here to count down the top 10 superstars with short times to change history. Now, some of these are going to have some form of loop to it that's going to seem a little bit weird, but I'll try to keep it as consistent to short times. Now, this does not mean that, everyone qualifies as a history changer, whether you did it in the smallest way or the biggest way. We're counting how big history they changed it, and how quickly they did it does not really matter as long as it's within a month or two after their debut. So I'd like to quickly state that honorable mentions go out to Y3 and Kendall due to them reviving back some of the tag team division. Now, it was strong around Extreme Rules with teams like Legion of Doom, DX, or Legion of Darkness, DX, some Nexus, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And then it kind of had a giant spike of going downhill. And then to revive it was Awesome Reigns, and just they have stuck together, and they're still together to this day on the 30th, or that's when we're recording it. I don't know what day. On the 1st of February. That's what I meant to say. Okay. So Y3 and Kendall for sort of re-innovating the tag team division. And let's go to number 10. And at number 10 is Madness320. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but he didn't really innovate history. But the truth is, he did. Now, it took a long, long time for it to actually be noticed. But the man has stayed with his John Cena gimmicks since his debut in mid-November of 2013. Which made sort of an innovation of constant gimmicks, which happens with people like Ross, people like Ultimate Killer. Not a lot of people, but Rabbit himself has a bunch of gimmicks that he switches in and out through, so a lot of different people have followed to the fact that they don't need to change gimmick every day, and that does still happen with people, but Madness has kept the gimmick since the very first day, so innovating gimmick consistency, I guess you'd say. So, Madness at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Mam Hockey 2020. Now, this man was a two-time NXT champion, one of the best NXT rookies this entire league has ever seen. In fact, making it into the top 10 superstars of all time, and just only being a rookie just this summer, being a two-time Road to WWE champion, and is your current and is set to defend at Road to WrestleMania. But what makes him and one other person who's going to be on this list, which you probably already know, is that he helped towards making the NXT division along with people like King Panther, Matty Tribbles, so many other people to make the NXT division something that people go big for. That includes recent win by Derek Martel Rose at the NXT division, and never before have rookies and NXT been taken so seriously, and it's all thanks to a select few superstars in the NXT division. Coming in at number 8 is Rabid, cool, tough guy for coming up with the same reason as Mattis, but not in consistency of gimmick. It's more for the actual passion put into a gimmick. Now, people like Eddie and people like Mattis and a lot of different people, Ultimate Killer, Ultimate Gamer, a whole list of people put passion into their gimmicks, but nobody, and it's hard to say that anybody ever will, put so much passion into a specific or a couple of gimmicks, makes it so believable that he's actually that character that he will play it, I don't know, just so well. It's the passion into the gimmick that he puts, and that's Rabid coming in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is Gleerax, or Rad Randy Undertaker. Now, for the sole reason that upon the switch from Road to WWE Superstars moving over to R.C.W., a lot of people, such as Flame321, Nesquick, Ethan, were making the transition. Big names in this company that, ring off memory from a lot of people. But the one specific that made it the biggest, in my opinion, early on, was Gleerax. Now, Ethan did win the R.C.W Championship in the United States early on, but the fact is, no offense to him, at the time it was not notable. Now, he is the king of the ring, the world heavyweight. No one will ever forget big moments like that. But back then, it was so notable that Flame321 and Gleerax had won world titles. Now, the thing that puts Gleerax above Flame321 is the fact that he also had work with, a big rivalry with Kids Rock 4, and he started the Legends. Being the leader of the Legends and starting a 4-man trio, or three-man team and a one-woman thing, being absolutely dominant at the time. It just meant so much to, the actual division of factions and trios and all that. So, Glirax coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is Sport 1, 2, 3, 4, or I Sporticus 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the main reason that she's on this list, and actually, no offense, the only reason that she's on this list, is that she started off as what seems like a regular idea of a diva compared to WWE. Winning Divas championships, holding them maybe for a long time, and then some others for short times. Just generic diva stuff. Not to be sexist, but in WWE, that is how they go. And then, not only 1 month after debuting in December of 2013, in the Royal Rumble of 2014, would be the unexpectable winner of the Royal Rumble, and truly setting apart a diva from a superstar. And that truly was one of the things that re-kicked off what can be qualified as diva dominance that is held out by people like Brooke and, other possible future superstars and many from the past behind her. That is Sport coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is much like the person behind her, but just a tiny bit more so. Now, Sport was unsuccessful in using her guaranteed world title match from Royal Rumble, and if she had actually won that, she'd probably be in the position of this superstar. But this superstar is Racunia. Racunia, a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion, a 1-time Divas Champion, and the winner of the very first pay-per-view televised being used very lugatively there, winning the United States #1 Contenders Battle Royal and almost claimed the United States Championship. She is like the pioneer diva of actual divas wrestling and made it so known that divas were more than capable of more than just the Divas Championship. And that would lead on a future of Royal Rumble winners, world champions, world champion #1 contenders, and so much accomplished by the Divas division. That's in at number 4. Seeing as this is the era of NXT is Stardom, or whatever specific name you actually want to call this, coming in at number 4 is Flakuchu 8. Now, he made history in the way that he is probably the single most, maybe not the most talented, definitely one of the most talented, but maybe not the single most. Nobody fits that role specifically because you can find a lot of different match results, but he is definitely one of the most accomplished NXT rookies in history. Much like Mam earlier on in this list, made the top 10 superstars of all time, and only was a rookie just this summer, winning the World Heavyweight, the Intercontinental, the Tag Team, the Cruiserweight, and so much. Also the NXT Championship. And it all starts off with the NXT roster. Now, he really brings the NXT roster to being so significant as it is today. Because a good start in the NXT roster means usually a good shot in the main roster. And that's happened with so many people in the future. That's Flakuchu coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, a controversial choice, but one that could really piss people off, or if you have an open mind, realize that it is actually quite true. Coming in at number 3 is Freightmaster 54, or Hungary Sniper Fish as he's better known. Now, you're walking into 2014. A lot of superstars are talented, but at the same time closer to mediocre. And then what happens in early 2014, late 2013? A man with talent beyond anybody else on the entire roster that even beats out some of the best in the business. Everybody is forced to step up their game if they want to, match for championships, match in competition. And he would early on win the Intercontinental Championship and defend that so many times. Not as many as Agent, mind you, but would very early on match up people's skill. So that really boosted up people and, made things a lot harder for people and made people try harder. So that's Hungry Sniper Fish coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have a tie. It is Agent Cool the Best and Viper RKO 101. Now, you're probably going to look at this in 2 different ways. Viper RKO, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. He's so good. And yes, he was so good, and he is so good. But at the same time, even people from the new generation can still make a big impact early on, and that's what Agent Cool the Best did. His first title win being a pure accident, but not an accident that would ever be forgotten or ever be regretted. Both did very, very, very similar things. Both innovated and made better a minor championship. Agent would make the Intercontinental better with his record 27-2. Viper would win the United States Championship a record 5 times. Agent would go on to win a singular world title against one of the top names around the time in general likability. And then, Viper would do the same. Both won a tag team championship with a fairly close friend of theirs. And both were cruiserweight champions. So essentially they're very equal, but mainly what makes them notable is the fact that they both innovated a minor championship and made them more valuable at the time. That's Agent and Viper coming in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, Corp. Corp wins, lol, you all suck. No, but seriously, coming in at number 1, it's very likely that he predicted this himself. He stated it, and he'll probably state this for a bunch of other lists, but coming in at number 1 is Eddie Armour 9373. Easy thing to say. Became the World Heavyweight Champion just 1 month, exactly 4 weeks after his debut, would become the World Heavyweight Champion. Would go on to be the first man to ever win an Elimination Chamber match, directly followed off by Kid Rock 4, but be the first man to claim the Elimination Chamber victory as his own. He would have one of the biggest rivalries to this very date at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship against Ness. He then eventually afterwards would make the tag team titles super duper valuable, becoming an undisputed tag team champion, and that's only a few short months because the man never went out of relevance. Even when he took a 1-month break, the guy was still relevant. So early on, just the star power, the power of a heel, is what Eddie innovated. The World Heavyweight Championship, being a 3-time champion and the longest reigning. So many different things that Eddie did early on in his career, and he still is going as the current World Heavyweight Champion on his 3rd reign. That is Eddie Armour coming in at number 1. Thank you, R.C.W. Universe, for checking out this episode of R.C.W. Top 10. Now, you probably noticed, but where's Brooke? But where's Dean? Where's Flames? Where's Kids? Why isn't Kids number 1 on this list like he always is? Well, the reason for that, my fellow viewer, is that obviously we wanted to make lists a little more interesting. And some lists that we just blatantly know that there is zero competition for. No offense to Eddie, no offense to anyone that was on the list. But let's face it, someone who makes the network, works for the network every single day, is the CEO, runs matches, runs shows, truly changes this company in so many ways day by day. And the man who started this company and has run it every day since would obviously be up on that list. The man who got all the members, a lot of the members for the group, would be on the list. The man that does wish matches, that runs shows, works to help things, all of that would be put on this list. So obviously, Corp would be pretty much consistent of the top 4. So that is why main corporate members were not put on this list. But that's just so you know. So thank you for checking out this RCW Top 10. I know we've been going with a bunch of different outros from Y3 and Kendall, and we're going to be going back onto some of those, but I wanted to do the outro this time. So make sure you check out daily content on the R.C.W. network. That includes Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Superstars, Wednesday Main Event, Thursday NXT, Friday Night SmackDown, Saturday Morning Slam, and Sunday Afternoon Raw WWE. There's a pay-per-view every single month, and next month of February, well actually this month today, we will have 2 pay-per-views, the Road to WrestleMania and the Fastlane. Now, I am hoping that eventually the Elimination Chamber will happen later on in the year, something like Survivor Series or SummerSlam like they did, prior. And Top 10s come every single weekend and 2 on pay-per-view weekends, so I hope you enjoyed. Please find some way to complain about this list because it won't be the same without it. And I'm Kids Rock 4, approving this message.